was requested that I do an everyday fall makeup look with very simple eye and a bold lip. So this you can wear every day for the fall because you're not rocking like a huge smoky eye and a dark lip. So if that's out of your comfort zone, this is more wearable for you. I personally would wear both a dark smoky eye and a bold lip, but that's just me. I do wear this a lot for an everyday fall look. And I also show you dupes for the very popular MAC Diva and Rebel at the end of the video if you are wanting to look out for these shades, but at an affordable drugstore price. So let's begin. This is a really simple fall everyday makeup look that I showed on Instagram, and I had a bunch of requests asking if I could replicate this look for you in a tutorial. As per usual, I'm just using my Josie Maran Argan Oil in Light prior to makeup application just because I have dry skin and I find that applying an oil prior to my makeup just makes everything look better. And now I'm using my Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua, and I believe this is in the shade B30, and I'm just applying that all over my face. It's a very light sheer formula, but I find this is a very fast foundation to use on days when I just want to throw my makeup on really quick. So I'm just applying that all over my face and just blending it in with my fingers. I keep these makeup towelettes on hand just to keep my fingers nice and clean, and this is the finished look of the foundation on my skin. It just looks really natural and just basically looks like my skin but better. And now for concealer, I decided to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW25. I'm just going to apply this underneath my eye as well as on my eyelid, and this will act as a base as well as cover up any veining in my eye and conceal that, just because I'm not going to be applying an all-over eyeshadow and I just want that area to be nice and covered. For my brows, I'm just using Anastasia products, and this is the kit that I'm using, but it's the exact same thing as that brow duo I showed. And I'm just combing out my brows with the Brow Wiz, and I'm using the shade Brunette and just filling that in with the pencil and then going back in with a flat angled brush, the MAC 266, and just applying that powder throughout my brow. I'm trying to let my brows grow out, but I noticed some strays and I just wanted to razor them off because they're really annoying. And now to set my brows, I'm just going to use this Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel and just lightly apply that and comb through my brows. For a highlight, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills, this matte little pencil thing. I forget the name, I think it's Camille, but it is their matte one. And I find this just covers up any stray hairs that I have when I'm too lazy to pluck or I'm growing out my brows, which I am right now. So I'm just using that to cover up those little hairs, and then taking that same brow powder that I used on my brows, I'm just applying that lightly through my crease to add just a little bit of dimension to my eye because I'm not applying any eyeshadow at all to that area. For eyeliner, I'm using my Maybelline gel liner in black and just using a tiny eyeliner brush. I forget what this is, it's by Sigma, but I'll put that down below as well, and just doing a nice line and a wing at the end and just keeping it really, really simple. For my eyelashes, I can't go a day without using my DiorShow Lash Maximizer, so I'm just putting that through my lashes and then applying my Maybelline mascara, the Rocket, and just coating my lashes a couple times. I'm going to be applying some falsies as well, so mascara is not too important, but for my eyelashes, I'm going to be using the Ardell number 116s. And they're just really nice and natural, and then using my Duo Lash Adhesive in dark and applying those to my lash line.
Now I'm just going back in with that eyeliner and cleaning up any mistakes or glue that you can see. For any blemishes, I'm just going to use this Hard Candy Glamoflage concealer in medium and just applying that to where I think I need a little bit more coverage that my Chanel foundation didn't give me. And for a powder, I'm going to use my Cargo Blu-ray Press Powder and just kind of press this into my skin and set my foundation. To give my eyes a more wide awake appearance, I'm just going to apply this Rimmel waterproof Kohl eye pencil and put that on my waterline, and it's in the shade Nude, and I really like this pencil and I find it lasts in my waterline. And taking that same brow shade, I'm just lightly putting that underneath my eye and using a brown mascara. This is the Lash Perfection by CoverGirl, and putting that on my bottom lashes. So that's it for the eyes. It's just a really quick look for fall, and then I'm just going to contour my face very lightly with the Benefit Hoola bronzer, and then I'm just going back in with that same kabuki brush I used for my powder just to blend everything in. For blush, I'm going with MAC Melba, and it's just a really nice natural peachy tone blush, and applying that to the apples of my cheeks very lightly. Typically I apply highlighter, but I skipped it today just because I'm going for a really quick look, and I'm just setting this all with my Urban Decay spray. And now moving on to the lips.
I know in a lot of my tutorials, if not all of them, I use a lot of high-end products, and I'm going to try and use more drugstore stuff, or at least find dupes for you guys. And if you watch any YouTube videos now, especially for fall, you probably heard this last year as well. Two really popular shades by MAC in lipsticks are Rebel and Diva, and I have both of them. Rebel is a satin lipstick, and it is a berry tone. This shows up actually quite dark on my lips in particular. I'm not sure why. I do use a fairly dark lip liner, but in general this shows up darker on me than most people, but I'm going to show you it anyways. And then Diva is just a beautiful dark matte berry red shade. So if you either like more purpley tones or red tones, you can try either or, mix them together or use them separately. I love both of these, and I found really good cheap alternatives to these lipsticks if you want the same color but for a more affordable price. Because these are such dark tone lipsticks, I like to pair them with a lip liner. It's my personal preference. One of my favorite lip pencils to use with both Diva and Rebel is MAC Nightmoth. And it's very dark, deep plum color. And I'm just going to apply this prior to putting on my first shade. I'm going to use MAC Diva first, which is the matte red. And a really great dupe for MAC Diva is by Wet n Wild, and it is their Mega Last line. So this is Diva on its own, and this is 918D. It doesn't have a name on it, but it is this packaging. They're matte lipsticks. They are both matte and both a dark deep red shade. You can tell that Wet n Wild might be a tad bit darker, but pretty much spot on for a great dupe for MAC Diva if you are looking for something affordable but also to pull off this dark deep berry trend lip for fall. And the next one I'm going to show you is MAC Rebel. This is what Rebel looks like on. And I really love Rebel because it brings out my eye color a lot. So this is Rebel by itself. And surprisingly enough, it's also by the same Mega Last Wet n Wild brand, and this is in 908C. And that is the Wet n Wild one on top with Rebel below. As you can tell, that's pretty much a spot-on dupe for that as well. But as I said, the Mega Last Wet n Wild ones are matte finish, and Rebel happens to be a satin, so it does leave a nice sheen to the lips. But You can achieve that also with a little bit of lip balm prior to application, not too much because you don't want to really sheer out the color if you want it to be really nice and bold. But if you've always wanted MAC Rebel and Diva, you can achieve those colors with these like $2 lipstick brand by Wet n Wild, and I absolutely love these two shades. They also stain your lips. They last forever on your lips. They're a little bit drying, so as I said, maybe do apply a balm prior, but you don't have to spend a fortune to rock this dark fall lip trend. That's a big belly. 28 weeks.